If you're new to homeschooling or you're just getting started and you're like, you know what, I just did this one curriculum because my friend recommended it, but I want to change, and you're not really sure where to get started, then this video is for you. Hello and welcome to Mile High Homeschool. My name is Megan, and in today's video I wanted to talk to you about how to get started choosing curriculum. I think a lot of times choosing curriculum can be something that is really intimidating for a lot of people because there are so many options out there. And I know for me, it's really easy for me to slip into, well, if I choose the wrong one,
I'm going to screw up my kids forever.
But you really won't, I promise. It's just a homeschool curriculum and you can change it. That can feel really intimidating though, because you really want to make the right choice. You don't want to waste money. You don't want to waste time. And so I understand that choosing curriculum can be kind of an intimidating thing, especially when you're not sure where to start or you don't know a lot of other people that homeschool. And so you're just kind of looking blindly in the dark for where to even begin. So I've got a couple of quick tips for you to help you choose a curriculum, and I'm not going to promise that you're going to find the right thing. I'm not going to tell you what curriculum to choose. I'm simply giving you some tools that helped me along the way that will hopefully be helpful to you. Number one step is that you need to set a budget for your homeschool. Now, I know that sounds super boring and it's not exciting or as fun as choosing a curriculum, but you really need to have a budget in place. It doesn't matter if you find what you think
is the perfect curriculum. And oh my gosh, it's so beautiful, and the watercolors, and your child learns French and Mandarin and Spanish and all the things, and it's so...
But it costs $10,000 a year, and your budget is maybe $500 a year. Kind of a bummer. It'll really help you narrow your field if you can just decide right away what your budget for homeschooling is. Talk with your spouse, figure it out, figure out what you want, what you're comfortable spending on homeschooling. Set a number. Maybe let's say you go through all these steps and you can't find something that will fit within that number. Maybe you need to take some stuff off your plate as to what you're homeschooling and like planning on doing that year for homeschool. Maybe you need to look for other options. There are a lot of free curriculums out there that you can do. Or maybe you just set way too small of a budget and you were like, I'm going to homeschool this year for $20 for 6 kids. We're going to have enough stuff for all 6 kids for just $20 total. Like, that might be a little unrealistic. Now, the next 2 steps I'm going to give you for choosing your curriculum might seem a little goofy, and you might be thinking, Megan, you're just saying this because you grew up with BuzzFeed quizzes and MySpace quizzes, and Facebook quizzes, and all the quizzes, which very well could be. I mean, I'm a millennial, that could very much be what's going on here. Take a minute and go to thesmilinghomeschooler.com. It's the guy that I told you about that wrote some of the books that are some of my favorites, Todd Wilson. He has put together a homeschool personality test, which sounds goofy, but it's hilarious and I love it. My sister and my sister-in-law and I all took it together one year after we went to a homeschool conference together, and like we got to meet Todd Wilson and get some of his books and stuff. I fully admit we all called each other like, what did you get? I was a sandpaper. I was this. It was hilarious. It's super funny. Now it is a personality test. So it's one of those things, it's not going to solve your problems for you. It's not saying this person is better than this person. It's purely a way to look at it and figure out your strengths and your weaknesses as a homeschooler, even before you get started. And it's not like, this is set in stone forever. You know, I don't feel that way about personality tests. I don't think it's an excuse to be a certain way. Instead, it really is just a way to get some insight on your teaching style and kind of how you like to choose curriculum and that kind of stuff. And it's funny and entertaining. He does a great job writing it. So do that personality test, number 1. Then number 2, there is a website called KathyDuffyReviews.com, and I will put the links for these down below in the description. On her website, she has a whole bunch of curriculum reviews on there. But she also has a book that's like her top, I think there's 101, 102, 103 choices for curriculum, or like picks for curriculum. In that curriculum book, or like that top picks book, she has a personality test about, it's not like a personality test, but it's more like a teaching and homeschool style quiz, which I really like. I just checked out the book from my local library when I was getting started and did the quiz in that book. Like, obviously I wrote my answers on a different piece of paper. I don't write in library books. I'm not that person. I took that test as well, and it was really helpful for me to understand kind of what curriculums I could look at and like kind of narrow down, because there's a lot of options out there, as I'm sure you are well aware, and a lot of different styles. And so I took some time to just think through about what is my child's learning style and what's my teaching style, and kind of what I want our homeschool to look like. And I'm sure it will continue to evolve as you move forward. I know mine has evolved in just a couple of years that I've been doing this. It at least gives you a starting point though. And that's really what you're looking for with these two different quizzes, is just a point to get started from, to further narrow it down, because like I said, that free range can get really overwhelming. Take a minute and figure out your priorities for your homeschool curriculum. Is it most important to you that it's cheap and fits within your budget? Is your budget like maybe a little bit smaller or really inflexible? You're like, we've only got this much money to spend. Budget is the number one thing for my homeschool. Or maybe the number one thing is ease. Maybe you have a young toddler, a newborn is going to be born in the middle of your homeschool year coming up, and you're got a homeschool kid. So you're like, I'm going to have a new baby and a toddler, and I'm going to try to homeschool. I need something easy. I need something open and go and simple. And so maybe you're willing to pay a little bit more for something that's very simple and easy, has all the components. You don't have to gather anything. I know for me, I am not a huge let's gather all the things to do all the science experiments kind of a mom. I love the moms that are, more power to you. That's not me. I just can't do it. It's too much. Like, I don't want to do that. So I try not to choose science curriculums that are really heavy on experiments. Or if they do have experiments, they're more optional experiments. And maybe I can just look up a YouTube video of somebody else doing the experiment. So I realize it's a great learning tool. It's just not my favorite learning tool. Maybe you want something that's more reading focused. And so you are very maybe Charlotte Mason inspired, similar to myself. And so you want something that has a lot of living books and that kind of thing in it. Okay, that's good to know. You should look for that. Maybe not something that's super worksheet heavy. Or maybe you like worksheets, your kid likes worksheets. Find something that's got worksheets. Do you want something that's reusable? You're starting with your first and you know you're going to homeschool your other kids. Okay, you want something that you can use year after year after year, so you don't mind investing a little bit more because it's going to be something that lasts through multiple children. I know, for instance, that I am not a big fan of unit studies. I'm not a huge fan of lots of science experiments, and I'm more Charlotte Mason focused. So that kind of narrows things down for me. So I know that something that has a ton of worksheets and sitting down and doing these papers and writing it out is not my most favorite. However, something that has a lot of books that you read through with your kids, I like those, and I don't mind picking those curriculums up. Or maybe it's something you just know you're going to need to tailor it. For instance, for history right now, we're doing Story of the World, and it has a lot of projects that you can do as part of that curriculum. I don't do any of those projects. My daughter does the coloring pages and the map work out of those. I don't do any of the projects at this age. Maybe when the kids are older, we'll do projects, but right now in this season of life, that's not my thing. So you kind of have to do almost some research on yourself first before you start looking for a curriculum that can match you, because what you're trying to do with curriculum is find something that's a good match for your family. But if you don't know what your family is looking for, it can be really overwhelming. So once you have each of those parts done, you understand your teaching style better, you understand your homeschooling style a little bit better, you know what your priorities and your budget are, now's the point where you actually start researching curriculum. There's a lot of great resources too, online and in person, that you can go through to find suggestions for your curriculum. That website that I mentioned, Kathy Duffy Reviews, is really good. She does very thorough reviews on her things. YouTube's a great spot for flip throughs and that kind of thing. Another wonderful option is your local homeschool convention, or even if it's not local, just a homeschool convention if you can tune into it. A lot of times there will be a vendor and exhibit hall with a ton of curriculum companies there that you can go through and flip through the books and hands-on feel the quality of the product and talk to the people that made it or the people that represented it. There's a lot of times even used curriculum sales there, so you can go buy curriculums from other moms or other families who had it. And so you can even ask them, hey, what did you like about it? What did you not like about it? Why are you getting rid of it? Easy way to do that. Or maybe you're looking for something that's a little more altogether and complete. And so you're looking for like kind of a bundled curriculum, not necessarily a unit study, but something that has everything laid out. For the Charlotte Mason moms out there, I know Simply Charlotte Mason is really good. Ambleside Online is an option that's actually free. Gentle and Classical Press is another really good one that I'm actually going to talk more about later in another video. And so you can even just Google like this learning style curriculum free. Or one thing that you might consider that could be a good fit for you and your family is actually to be a part of a homeschool umbrella school. I know there's a lot of different moms that do that. And there's varying like degrees of umbrella schools. Some of them are purely, hey, we keep your records, we will send you a degree, we keep the transcripts and grades and that kind of thing. Some of them are much more intense. I remember when my mom started high school with my oldest sister that she wasn't really sure what that would look like. And so she did kind of an umbrella school for her. And the umbrella school would simply send them all the stuff. My mom would administer all of it and have my sister take the tests and do the quizzes and that kind of thing and send it back. And the umbrella school kept the records. And I remember my mom did that. It kind of helped her gain confidence in, oh wait, I can do this. I can put this together. And so for the rest of us, we didn't have an umbrella school, but she did for my sister just for high school because she was a little more nervous about that. And so maybe that's a really good option. If you're used to picking curriculum, but you're not sure about something like high school that's really big, maybe look into an umbrella school for just that one thing, or maybe just one particular child. If you have a child that maybe has different learning skills and that kind of thing, maybe that's something that would be helpful for them. So I hope this video has been helpful for you and given you some tools to help you feel equipped to choose the curriculum that you want to. I realize it seems really early to be talking about choosing curriculum, but if you're a mom like me, you like to plan, you like to research, you like to figure out what's going on. And honestly, a lot of curriculum companies have sales in the spring and early summer. So it's good to have an idea of what you're doing the next year early on. I'll be actually getting our curriculum for next year here pretty soon. So I'll do a video about that as soon as I have it. But I hope this was encouraging to you and I look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks.